Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to Photoshop. So in today's class we are going to learn about the tools that we talked about in the past class, but a bit more advanced. So basically what we are going to learn is pretty simple. We're going to take a few pictures, and basically we are going to crop some parts of those pictures and simply add it to other pictures. So we did this in the past class with the Iron Man, and today we are going to do this with a picture with a more complicated background. So we're going to use the same Iron Man as well as in this case another pic. So I decided to work with Batman. So here is the picture. So basically what we will do, we are going to use the same tools, but this time just add teach you how to use them in a more complicated way. So let's start. All right, so the first thing that we have right here is this picture of Batman. And what I want to do is pretty simple. I simply want to crop the whole, I want to crop this picture and simply add it to here. So basically simply place my Batman right there and place a second Batman right here. So pretty simple. This is my end goal, and I have to start with the picture right here. Then we'll also add an Iron Man. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So what you can do, guys, simply import pictures from the internet. All right, so what we'll start with will be our magic tool right here. So basically our magic wand tool. And pretty simple. If, for example, we decide to click somewhere right here, we'll simply select this pic right there, and we decide to select something right here. As you can see, the way it works, the way this tool works, it will select a certain color. So for example, if we click somewhere right here, it will select all the blue color that is right here, and plus, in this case, plus a certain level of tolerance and minus a certain level of tolerance. And this level of tolerance is right here. So basically, if we, for example, write down 50 and we click at the same place, it's gonna be a bit different. So it's gonna allow more types of colors. So basically, the more the tolerance is high, the more colors we will have inside of our cropped picture. So let's say, for example, by default the tolerance is 32, so you can decide to change it. Let's say we put it to 100, and we click somewhere right here. So as you can see, it's gonna be a bit different. So it will allow way more colors with 100 than if, for example, we use 10 as a tolerance. So let's try out with 10. And as you can see, it's way more different. It allows less colors. So basically, this is for the tolerance. And this is the first, this is for the first part. So basically, if you want to work with more color, more types of colors, simply make your tolerance greater. So this way, the magic tool will allow more colors when you want to crop your picture. All right, usually with the complicated backgrounds like this one, what's gonna happen is that it will be more complicated. It's gonna be more complicated to crop the picture. So it's really rare that we will be able to basically crop this picture with just one click. So with the Iron Man pic, if we go on the Iron Man and we want to crop the Iron Man, it's gonna be pretty simple. So we'll put it at 32. We simply have to click once, and because the background is white, it will simply select the whole Iron Man. So it's pretty simple. But right here, the background is not white, it's actually blue, and it's way more complicated. So it's more complicated to select the whole Batman. So what we can do, for example, I'll show you with this picture, and you'll see. So first thing that we can do is pretty simple. So for a picture like this, first of all, we need to make it a little bit smaller. So we will at first simply select the places that we want to crop. So basically, in this case, we only need what's around the Batman, and this is exactly what we'll do. So we'll use this tool right here to select the whole Batman. So once again, this is a technique that I personally use. So here I selected the whole Batman, and this is the part of the picture that I'm going to work with. So then you can simply create a new layer for this Batman, and as you can see, this new layer will not be a smart object. So basically here we have a smart object, and right now we don't have a smart object anymore. So now we have a smaller background, so it's gonna be a bit easier to work with. Next thing, so we can once again have our magic tool right here, and we click on our Batman. So as you can see, it's automatically way more simpler to work with with this Batman right here. So next thing that we want to do is pretty simple. We don't need all, well, basically right now it's selected too much. So what we need is simply take away all the selections right here. And how exactly do we take away the selections that we have right here? So basically we can select more or less from a certain picture. And how we can do this, it's simply by clicking on Shift or Alt on your keyboard. So if you click on Shift, as you can see here, you will have a little plus that will appear. And if you click on Alt, you will have a little minus that will appear. And in this case, you can select less. So what we'll do right now is pretty simple. We are going to take the eclipse and simply select a little bit less. So we will delete the parts that we don't need. So this way, it will select the whole Batman. So it will be way more nicer. So don't forget, you click on Alt and then you unselect the parts that you don't need. So as you can see here, I have a pretty nice Batman. Here we go. All right. So you get the point. So it's complicated at first, but once again, your goal is to have the best possible picture. Right now, this is exactly what we have. All right, so right now we have our Batman. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's just for the purpose of the course. So you get the point and you understand pretty much what I want to do. All right, so right now we have our Batman, and next thing what we want to do is simply take away the background. So how exactly we take away the background? It's pretty simple. We can simply, well, we simply copy and paste the picture. So once again, Control C and Control V right here. So as you can see here, what we have is we have it like this. So basically what happened, it copied and pasted the background. What we want the Batman. So what we'll do, we'll simply come back in time. And instead of having, well, for not having the background, what we'll do, we'll simply, we'll simply select, in this case, the inverse part. So basically we don't need the background, we need the Batman. So it's gonna be right here. Just click on Select Inverse and it will automatically copy and paste the Batman. So right now we have our Batman right there. So what we can do right now, we can move our Batman, we can play with our Batman, we can do whatever we want with our Batman. Once again, it's not 100% perfect, but it's just for the purpose of the course. So here I have another Batman that I created prior to the course. Here we go. So once again, the Batman, as I said, it's not perfect. So what we want to do right now, it's pretty simple. So we want, let's say the Batman is right here and we take our picture. So once again, the picture hides the Batman. What we want to do is we want to put the Batman in front of the picture. So this way the Batman will appear in front of the picture. So as you can see, it's well, it's something that is pretty simple, and once again, it's pretty cool to do. Then if we want to add, if we for example want to add an Iron Man to the picture, we can do it as well. So let's do it just for the purpose, well, for fun and for the purpose of this class as well. So we'll select our our Iron Man. What we'll do is simply Control C, Control V. Okay, once again, we need to reverse the selection. So in this case, we'll simply, here we go. And right now we have our Iron Man as well in the pic. The thing is, all those objects right here are not smart objects. And what we need to do, well, if we decide to make them bigger or smaller, it's gonna be pretty important to, well, in this case, to not play too much with it. Because if, for example, right now I make my Iron Man smaller and I decide to make it bigger, well, I'm gonna lose quality in my Iron Man. So here we go. Right now I have a pretty simple project. So I have two Batmans and one little Iron Man right here. I can even create an army of Iron Mans if I want to. And just make them a little bit smaller, which is pretty cool. So right now you've learned how to work in a more advanced way with your pictures and how to crop pictures from a more complicated background. So once again, we started with this Batman right here with this background that is a little bit more complicated. And we were able to bring it to this Batman right there. That is, well, that we took away from that background. So right now you should understand all this. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.